If you haven't modeled it, the truth is you don't understand it. I work with a lot of founders that are very thoroughly convinced that they know exactly how much they should charge and who they should charge and what the structure is. They're so convinced that it's going to be hundreds of millions of dollars, they don't think to actually do the calculations. This seems like such a huge oversight, seems so obvious, right? But when you're balancing 10,000 other spinning plates that is building a startup, yeah, sitting there and staring at Excel and adding things together and doing something, it's not exactly front of mind, right? But just because it's not front of mind doesn't mean it's not full of value. And there's so much to be unlocked in this. For example, I was working with a client recently. We were working to break down a bunch of different areas that he wants to charge and really extract a lot of value from his B2B customers. One of them was basically getting a certain kind of suite of people on a tool, and he wanted to charge $100 per person per month. And I said, okay, that sounds great. As long as we're bringing a good amount of people from the entity that we're serving, from the business that we're working with, then there's no issue at all. Well, we did the analysis and we figured out that for a firm that had 50 people, maybe only 2 or 3 would actually subscribe to this software, which means that we were going to build out this whole giant feature and offering all for like such a small percentage of the audience to actually use it. And if a really small percentage is using it and you're only charging a couple $100, is it really worth it, right? And in this exercise, we discovered right there that the pricing was wrong. The positioning was wrong. This didn't need to get charged per person. This needed to get charged per firm, and depending on the size of the firm, also change the price. So the owner, the founder I was working with, we 4 or 5x the price right there. And then that information made its way down to the sales team and the product team to let them know that, hey, in order for this business line to be priced fairly and for us to justify doing it, we do need to make some changes. Well, we wouldn't have known that if we didn't take the time to think it through, model it out, and make some decisions.